Welcome to the INFOWARS Nightly News. I'm your host, Jakari Jackson. It's February 27, 2015, and here's a look at our top stories.
Tonight, what do these children, 8 years old, 4 years old, and 18 months old, have in common? Like other innocent people, they've been flagged as enemies of the state and put on a no-fly list. And our reporters take the InfoWar to a Chicago secret interrogation site. All that and more on tonight's InfoWars Nightly News.
The same administration that once told us that if you like your plan, if you like your doctor, you can keep your plan, you can keep your doctor, now brings us net neutrality. Obama thanks Americans for supporting destruction of the internet. And there's a tweet there, it says, Obama sends handwritten note to Redditors after net neutrality ruling. Obama and the federal government have bent over backwards to portray net neutrality as a win for the little guy. In fact, despite all the siren warnings about socialism and the FCC by Obama's opponents, the agency is in pocket with the telecommunications industry and always has been. Its current appointed boss, Tom Wheeler, is a former lobbyist for the cable and wireless industry, with positions including president of the National Cable and Telecommunications Association and CEO of the Cellular Telecommunications and Internet Association. The article ends by pointing out that the classic Trojan horse is net neutrality, and I cannot agree more, because they say because organizations like AT&T and Verizon are against net neutrality, obviously for the little guy, the thing that you want is the net neutrality. And I'm not a fan of AT&T or Verizon, don't let me misconstrue that at all. But this is how they get in. They say they want to regulate the internet like a public utility. And across the board, you can see people saying that, this utility went up or that utility went up. And this is the same administration that said their taxes will not increase and all these other things, all these other claims. They say that they've made these choices they've made in the defense of you, the little guy. And I don't think they're looking out for the little guy at all. And more on that, it seems that people are so distracted they can't even pay attention to what exactly is going on. And we have the article today. Obama brags about power grab while Americans debate color of a dress. While the Obama administration celebrates its latest power grab, the federal takeover of the internet and the ATF's unlawful ammo ban, Americans are debating the color of a woman's dress, which went viral over social media. So these are the type of things that people are distracted with. And you can have your entertainment, you can have your fun, but try to understand real things. You want to laugh about the dress, you want to tweet about the dress, that's fine. But when you're done with that, and hopefully you don't spend too much time dwelling on it, you can get back to things that actually matter. And something that mattered that actually came to fruition here lately, 32,000 emails recovered in IRS targeting probe amid allegations agency chief may have lied. You guys recall Lois Lerner, who did all of her testimony with her nose stuck high up in the air, saying that she was going to invoke her right not to incriminate herself when she was called before the testimony committee. And now she's saying, she said back then that she lost all her emails, that she had a computer crash way back when, but now an investigative agency has found out that that's not exactly the case, or if it was the case, they have recovered the files and do plan to look through them. So we'll see exactly what exactly Ms. Lerner had going on, and if she did target these conservative agencies, other agencies as well. And people say, well, you only care because they were conservative agencies. If they were targeting the Girl Scouts, you should not be targeting a particular group for any political reason, and that's why this is such an important story. We'll bring you more as this develops. And we'll end tonight with this before we go to the black site footage from Staff Sergeant Joe Biggs up there in Chicago. Emergency responders investigate possible Ebola case. Medics, firefighters, and a hazardous materials team investigated a possible case of the deadly Ebola virus in Virginia Thursday, an official said. Emergency crews transported a patient from an apartment, and they moved him to a medical center under the precautions that this person could have Ebola, said a spokesman for the county's fire department. So, we'll see how this develops. Hopefully it's not anything major, but this just goes to show that there are people coming in to the country that have Ebola, or Ebola is being transported or transmitted through other means. Because as you recall, last year when we reported on this, myself and Joe Biggs went to a press conference, and there were various people from the state of Texas, UT, whatever. And one of the gentlemen jumped up there and said, hey, there's no concern about Ebola. I can stick my hand in a bowl of Ebola, then run around shaking people's hands, and nothing will happen. And then patient 0 died, and a bunch of people got sick. There's quarantines and all that. So I'm not saying this is a worldwide humanity-ending epidemic, but if this is exactly what we say it is, and there are people coming into the country with this, we definitely need to keep eyes on it and keep tabs on it so it doesn't get any worse. So something we definitely don't want to get any worse is black sites. It's been reported on by various news agencies all around the world that in the city of Chicago, there is a site that to the eye, just looks like a normal building, and there are normal operations in there. They went to the facility today. There are people inside the facility coming out saying, hey, I was just in there paying my traffic ticket, what have you, and that's fine and well. But we've been told, and we've seen the reports from the lawyers and other people, they say on the top floor of this place, and you can see the video, the windows are completely blacked out on the top floor. They say there's a secret site up there where people are being denied their constitutional rights, they're being tortured, or enhanced interrogation, whatever the buzz phrase for it is this week. And so Joe Biggs is up there with Josh Owens, our photographer. They go to the facility, they try to talk to the guard at the guard booth. He doesn't want to talk to him. Lady comes out, says, hey, you can't stand on this public sidewalk. And then a guy, which was one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen, drives up to him, says that he's an undercover agent, and then says, hey, don't put me on camera because I'm an undercover agent, which was just completely ridiculous. I mean, I've been out there filming live before. You have the cops come up to you or the security guard or whoever, say, hey, I don't want to be on camera. It's like you weren't on camera before you got in front of the camera. This guy just announces to the world that he is, in fact, an undercover agent, and honestly, I think he was just doing it to get out of work that day. Well, hell, my cover's blown. I have to go home and watch the NFL Network. So without any further ado, we'll show you this clip of Joe Biggs up there in Chicago. Then we'll come back. We'll have more special reports. I'll give you a special gun report. We've talked a lot about the ATF and the ammo ban and the things concerning that nature, but there are also some things. Dianne Feinstein, Barbara Boxer, and the regular crew are up to their old tricks. We'll tell you more about that. We'll also have another special report to end the show out. Stay tuned. This is the INFOWARS Nightly News.
Before we walk in here, I want to show you something, Alex, that is extremely hilarious, because across the street, there's a bank that says Liberty Bank, freedom is here. But just across this little small street, freedom is not here. This is where they detain American citizens without reading them their rights, allowing them to contact their lawyers, just like we're supposed to be afforded as American citizens. But here, I just think it's hilarious to have a place that says freedom is here across the street, but right here, this is going on.
You're right. The Guardian has reported that they hold people up to 2 days, and people have died in there. I mean, imagine just being taken to a secret facility and disappeared. All right, Joe is now coming up. We're showing some footage of a secret torture training camp we found in Virginia, but let's cut back before we go to that. Let's cut back. Here we are. It says, attention, no trespassing. Any unauthorized persons found in Holmes Square property are subject to arrest. Joe, let's talk to the cop in that.
Right, so we've heard, based off many articles that have been out in the Guardian and all this, that this place is.
Put the mic up to the.
Well, can you have them
up to the hole?
So why are you guys acting so secretive about this place?
We're not acting secretive.
But why can't you just answer a few questions?
I'm allowed to answer those questions.
But why not, though? If there's nothing going on.
Sure, I have nothing to say.
So, but you guys at least admit, though, that you guys illegally detain people here and hold them without reading them their rights.
I said, if you have a question, ask Gooseberry.
So he's refusing to talk to us, and he says that we have to go to a public affairs office, which is not even around.
Oh, look, people are coming out of the rat hole right there.
Yeah.
Go talk to them.
Hey, do you guys know what's going on in here?
They just hope to sweep everything under the rug.
Yep.
The answer is wait till these people drive out, because they don't want to be seen. Oh, there's a cop right there.
Well, where? No, that's a postman.
Look, he had a badge on his shirt. Maybe everything looks like that these days. Well, we're going to have Joe and our crew there filing reports on all of this, and obviously we'll just tell them, because we're not doing anything wrong. They'll like everything we're doing is wrong. You guys are going to be out there surveilling them from the car because we're the press. That's what we do. And I'm sorry, the Guardian, the lawyers, it's all come out. People have died in there. They're torturing people. Joe, what do you make of...
He's on his phone right now. He's just called in, and I'm sure he's going to have people coming out any second now.
Good. Joe, what do you make of the fact that police lieutenants by name...
How you guys doing? Can I talk to you real quick? Excuse me,
Go
sir.
ahead and follow them.
Questions about what's going on here.
Good, yeah, follow those police. They're not as arrogant as the Chicago police usually are.
Well, they're not even talking to us now. They're going in that area.
Yeah, don't go on their property.
No, they're all looking at us now. They're all jumping in the vehicles and starting to...
Scurry off?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like piling out and leaving now, huh?
A bunch of cockroaches.
Well, most of them think they're Jack Bauer. They probably bring some really bad guys in there. It doesn't matter. You can't have secret interrogation facilities. I mean, it's one thing if the cops interrogate somebody in a car for like 30 minutes when they're driving to the police station. But, I mean, you don't sit there and take them to a black site and then hide it from the public and then people die in there. And then, Joe, in fact, guys, I've got 5, 6 articles. These aren't the ones I had highlighted. Will you highlight me the cops, the police lieutenants? Go ahead.
There was a lady that was held here back in 2012. She was protesting the NATO summit that was happening here. And they said they held her here for 18 hours. She was shackled to a bench. And the officer came up and said, I hope you guys are welcome to tour. Do what now? What's going on here?
Go talk to her. Wait. Stick the mic in her face.
Can I ask what's going on?
You have to go back to Holman where it's public property.
Okay.
Okay?
You're on a public street, though. She can't make you leave that.
Well, no, we are on their property right now. We'll walk right up to
Ask her her name, though. Ask her her name. Ask for her identification.
Okay, yeah. What's your name?
You're going to have to go all the way to Holman.
Ask her name.
Sergeant Petrina Wines?
All the way back to Holman.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay, we will.
Right now.
Ask her if she likes the torturing that's going on.
I agree with torturing people and holding them without due process.
Public property right now.
Okay.
Ask her to show you where it is.
Can you show us where the sites are where you guys hold people illegally? No?
Holman. Holman is right there. Public sidewalk, Holman.
Believe me, normally they'd be coming after you guys big time, but they don't want any attention on this, so you can push it pretty far.
Yeah, no problem. See,
anyways, keep asking her questions. I don't understand. Did you drive through a gate to get in there?
No, we didn't. We just walked over.
Well, Joe, I believe that is a city sidewalk. I don't. The fence, those fences.
Isn't this a city sidewalk? Isn't this a city sidewalk though? There's a bank right here though.
Yeah, she's wrong, Joe. I think you should go back over to her, and I think you should, because this is an attempt at violating your civil rights right now, telling you can't be on a sidewalk.
Be right here then, right? Because that's.
This is what they did at the Bundy Ranch, telling people they couldn't be on sidewalks in the town.
What if I need to go use ATM?
Yeah, no. What she's telling you is an illegal order. See, people say you must follow police order, not if they're illegal.
But this is a bank sidewalk. This is a bank. Do you work for this bank? Do you work for this bank? This is a bank, though. That's their property.
Look, they're going to just keep telling you go until you're back to Austin.
Okay, but I'm about to.
Hey, Joe, what you need to do now is do a report with Google Maps showing that it's city, right-of-way, city sidewalks. And the headline is,
we will.
Gestapo tactics, secret site, police say you can't be on the sidewalk.
I'm trying to walk through all this snow. I can't. Here we are. Come here. Property.
Yeah, but those city sidewalks are right-of-ways. They can't stop you from being on the city sidewalks.
We just stirred their nest up. It'll be funny now. We'll see how many people they send out now.
All right, Joe, let me go back to the point, and they're highlighting it for me. I covered it yesterday. The names of these police lieutenants that Rumsfeld was in control of that they would send into Afghanistan and Iraq. How creepy is that, Joe? And describe for folks what it was like when you would deliver people for torture.
Oh, it was horrible. I mean, it was funny because what they would do is they would actually release the people that we knew were emplacing IEDs and things like that. And then the interrogators, they would pick up like a farmer or something like it out there in Afghanistan. And they would actually bring them back and interrogate them for no reason. It just seemed like they would do that to practice and hone their skills. And now we have that happening here, on the homeland, at our home turf here.
What was the reason that as best you could tell, they wouldn't go after real terrorists? Because that's what Pat Tillman said and got so angry about, so they killed him.
I mean, if there's no terrorists, we capture them all, then there's no need for them to be over there making all their money in the war. As long as we legitimize it, there's monsters over there, then they can continue to run the heroin that's coming in and out of that country, the opium, and make all the money that they're after. At the end of the day, that's all they care about.
Just like Vietnam, we weren't allowed to bomb Hanoi because the French and the Germans and the Chinese and everybody else were selling weapons and goods in there, including U.S. cargo.
I mean, what happens, though, when you do something wrong? You start to feel paranoid. You start to feel like the people around you are going to